What's up, everyone? Booster Series here with another banger of a video about Become a Killer again. Yes, another Become a Killer video. Woohoo! Um, this one's actually going to be a different type of video this time about this game. Because usually I do like guide videos or discussion videos. But I think in this video I want to do something different. I want to do these types of videos for this game. Top 5. In this case scenario, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 worst killers in, well, of course, Become a Killer. Now, in Become a Killer, there's a fuck ton of killers you can play as in this game. However, there are killers that are eh. There are killers that are, either mediocre. Well, okay, first off, there are killers that are really good. Then there are killers that are, in the mix. Like, they're not very overpowered, but they're not very weak either. They're in the mix. Then there are killers that are just, very mediocre at best. Then there are killers that are just the absolute worst. And I'm not saying, like, worse as in, like, they're annoying as fuck to deal with. No, I'm not like worse. Like they are really bad. They're very bad. Like their states in the game are pretty bad, especially like when it comes to going against survivors that know what they're doing and know how to counter you. Like they're the worst killers to play as because they suck at doing their job. Now, obviously, we're going to start off with the killer that can at least do the job better, which is the number 5 spot. And then we're going to work our way all the way down to the killers that just absolutely suck at doing their job so much, there's no reason to play as them at all. So, enough the yappy session. Let's get started with number 5. Alright, number 5 on the list is...
Are you fucking kidding me? This fucking piece of shit?
Jokes aside, yeah, this fucking menace. The shapeshifter. um, alright. Number 5 is the shapeshifter. God. I already regret saying that name already. Anyways, what the fuck does this menace a piece of shit does? Why is he the 5th worst? Well, let's get to that in a moment. So, first off, let's talk about, his stats and all that shenanigans. This piece of shit costs 3,000 points, so pretty cheap. This motherfucker's stats, he has 80 health and 38 sprint speed? Yeah, 38 sprint speed. This son of a bitch has 2 abilities. He's got his attack, which has like a little bit, well, okay, it's kind of spamable, but not really. There's like a short cooldown before you attack again. And he's got his second ability, where it basically gives you the option to which player you want to shapeshift as. Basically, you're shapeshifting into their avatars. Yeah, that's just about it. And mainly you're meant to use it to like fool other players. Obviously, there's very easy fucking ways you can tell that it's a goddamn fake. Like you can easily tell which player is fake and which player is real. Like first off, the shapeshifter has a completely different running animation comparing to the current running animations that the survivors have now. And another difference that you can easily tell between the shapeshifter and a survivor, a real survivor, is that if you're playing as like a survivor that can fight back or something, the shapeshifter would flinch, while the real survivors obviously would not flinch if they're being shot at by their own teammates or something. Again, there's like different ways you can easily tell which one is fake and which one's the real. And another giveaway that it's a shapeshifter. Just take a look at their faces, cause like really like there's a chance that their face won't be hidden. Like yeah, usually like their faces will change to the avatar's face, but there's a time where Shapeshifter just does a terrible job at disguising himself to the point like his face would just reveal still even after shapeshifting. That's another easy giveaway. Now, why is he the 5th worst? Why is he at the least spot? Why is he at the very low spot? It's quite simple. He is at least viable. As much as I fucking hate saying this about this piece of shit. He is at least like he's at least somewhat useful. He can actually do a job, way better job than the rest of the killer that are on this list. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about Mr. Shapefucker. Fuck you. Anyways, yeah, that's the fuckhead over there. Alright, in the number 4 spot, we got. Numbers? What the fuck? I'm sorry. Anyways, number 4, Griever. Yes, Griever is in this list. Um, this is an odd one to talk about. Um, so let's get started. So first off, Griever costs 12,000 points, so he's pretty fucking expensive. Not gonna lie. He has 110 health, and okay, so he is a rage-based killer. Now, if you don't know what I mean by rage-based killer, and become the killer, there are certain killers that can only attack when in their rage state, or at least attack properly in their rage state. There are some rage killers that can attack even when the rage will ends, unless you unselect the attack ability for them. And then there's Griever, who is, well, just Griever. Griever is definitely the worst rage base killer, or rage state killer. I don't know. He's the worst rage state killer out of the other rage state killers. Now, why is he the worst one of them all? Or at least why is he in the number 4 spot? So, when he's not in his rage mode, he has 16 walking speed. However, when he is in his rage state, it usually he has like a 41 sprint speed. Sometimes it goes to 42 for some odd reason. I don't know if that's a bug or not. But yeah, usually 41 sprint speed. Um, and when he's in his rage mode, that's when you can start chasing the virus and shit. Of course, it lasts for a bit of time before it runs out, and you gotta wait for a cooldown again before using it. Um, who else? Oh yeah, his attack. He does pretty good damage, but it has like some kind of cooldown, obviously, before you can attack again. Why is he in the number 4 spot though? Well, it's quite simple. Well, he's kind of fucking slow. Usually, like the other rage state killers can actually catch up occasionally and do pretty well. Well, except for the number 3 spot that will eventually come in. Um, Griever is he's kind of one of the bad ones to play as, because he's slightly faster than an average survivor. So it's kind of hard to like catch up to any survivor pretty much because he's just kind of slowed in a little bit. Um, Not to mention if you're rage mode right now, because it actually takes a while. Like, okay, it's the cooldown's not that bad, but here's the thing: usually the other rage state killers are more tankier. This one has like the less amount of HP out of the other rage state killers. So yeah, if your rage state runs out, you're being attacked like a melee based character or something. Yeah, you're pretty much fucked. Because by the time like your rage mode comes back, you're already dead. Yeah, he's kind of just eh. Like he's not bad, just not too. He's not that good either. Like I don't know. He's okay. Just there are obviously better options of rage state killers than just Griever. But yeah, that's why he's in the number 4 spot. And Griever can at least come in useful at occasions. But yeah. Alright, number 3, The Witch. The Witch is the only Game Pass killer on this list, shockingly. Um, Now, Witch. Why? We'll get to why she's number 3. First off, in order to play as the Witch, you need to purchase the Witch Game Pass, meaning you need to purchase it with Robux, obviously, to be able to play as her. Um, Now we get to her stats. She's another rage state killer, so when she's not in a rage mode, she's 8 walking speed. But when in rage mode, I think it's like 43 sprint speed, I believe. Yeah, 43 sprint speed, and she has 200 health. Um, now we get to the reason why she is actually in number 3, way lower than Griever. Which just kind of sucks. I'm gonna be very honest. She's just dog shit. Yeah, she does a fuck ton of damage, which is a lot, but like there's just many. She's just extremely situational because you can use her at a good time at some point and still get absolutely cooked when playing as her. Cause here's the thing, Rich actually cannot regenerate health. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention she has 2 items. Well, 2 abilities. She's got the Curse Dagger, which, does a shit ton of damage. And of course activates her race state and all that shenanigans. Then there's her other ability, which is her soda. She drinks her soda to gain 3 HP. And I also did mention moments ago she cannot regenerate health. So the only way to regenerate health is to spam the soda ability to regain your health. Um yeah. Here's the thing. She's pretty much just the same. She's pretty much worse than Griever. Cause I don't know, like here's the thing, like cause Griever's race state actually lasts for a decent amount of time. Her race state not only takes the same amount, well actually it takes longer to fucking it actually has a longer cooldown than Griever, but her race state really doesn't even last that long. Like it's actually a pretty short fucking rage state. For a Game Pass killer, that is pretty disappointing. Not to mention the same scenario as Griever, like if your race state ends, actually, I don't know. I think her race state cooldown is the same as Griever. I don't know. It's the same thing with Griever. Like, if your race state ends and there's, like, melee survivors after you, yes, you can still keep the Curse Knife equipped to at least fight back, but how long will you last before you end up dying, you know? That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know. I just think she's worse than Griever. Because the fact that you can only regenerate her health by just simply drinking her soda. And the thing is, I don't know. I just think she sucks. That's why she's in the number 3 spots. Anyways, that's all I gotta say about Witch. Alright, number 2. Anyways, Sans is in the number 2 spot. Yes, he's pretty low on the top 5 worst killers list. Sans is pretty much, he's one of the hardest fucking killers to ever play as, pretty much. But because of that scenario, yeah, he's definitely the second worst. I actually thought I'd play him on the number 1 spot, and I even thought that Sans was the hardest killer to play as and become the killer. However, there's a killer that I actually find way worse to play as than Sans, and I'll get to that in a moment when we get to the number 1 spot. Um, let's see. So what does good old Sans Undertale do? Well, first off, he costs 1,000 points, so he's pretty cheap. He's got 25 HP, which means he has the lowest health of all the roster killers in this game. And he's got 2 abilities. Oh, and AT walking speed. So his first ability is an attack. Pretty short cooldown, and it does a shit ton of damage. Being able to, like, practically one-shot you in a way. Practically one-shot a survivor. Practically. Somewhat. Then we got his dodge ability, which pretty much gives you a fucking fast dash ability. It's pretty good for catching up, or in that case, using it and just immediately attacking it at the same time, if you're skillful enough, and just destroying a survivor. Um, Now why is he in the number 2 spot of worst killers? Sans is just extremely fucking situational. Way too situational. Um, He's not bad. He just takes a lot of skill. Because here's the thing, 25 HP, you're gonna die really quick if you don't know how to play as this character. When you are really skilled with this character, yeah, he's actually pretty good. But you gotta know how to utilize him though, which is not the easy part. Because there are certain survivors that can absolutely destroy you. Juggernaut, pretty much all survivors can just destroy you. Because, like, melee and fucking guns can just absolutely wreck your shit. Because, like, yeah, you're like, I don't fucking know. You're fucking weak as shit. Honestly, the only way you can really get an easy kill is this guy if you're like targeting a survivor that is really defenseless. Or a survivor just so having to run into you and you just attack them because they don't even realize you're there until it's too late. That's pretty much a lucky way to get a kill at Sens. Yeah, that's pretty much why he's in the number 2 spot. Even though he is really fucking good. Like, okay, he's good when you get good with him. But for casual players or just noobs, yeah, he's just pretty bad. But there's a killer that is way worse than him. I'll get to that killer right about now. Number 1, Baldy. Just Baldy. What can I say? He costs 2,500 points, which is pretty cheap. Then we get to his stats. Dirty movement speed and 40 health. And he's bulletproof, which means the only way to harm him is, well, melee. Um, and he's only got one ability, which is attack. Very spammable attacks. You can deal a shit ton of damage when you keep hitting the survivor. But why is he number 1? Simple. He just fucking sucks. Not only is he is slow, he doesn't even do that much damage if he even hits you. His attack is spammable, but like, by the time you immediately attack a survivor, they're already running away from you because you're slow as shit. You're slow. Yes, you're bulletproof, which means you cannot take damage from bullets. However, that doesn't fucking matter. Survivors can easily kill you with melees no matter what. Swords, riot runners, juggernaut officers because they can punch you. Any melee-based stuff can easily defeat you as Baldy. And Baldy can do absolutely nothing but just die. That is it. He is the worst killer when it comes to trying to kill a survivor. Because he is so slow to the point he cannot catch up to you. His damage sucks. Because even though it deals less damage, but his attack is spammable, you can't even fucking do much with said attack because he's just slow. And he has 40 HP, making him the second killer that has the least amount of health. But, again, melee can absolutely destroy you. You're fucked. He's just the worst killer in the entire game. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about good old Baldy. Now, what makes him the number 1 worst spot? Why is he the worst fucking killer in the entire game? All the other killers that were listed, Witch, Griever, Mr. fucking Shapeshifter fuckerhead over there, and Sans, all of them have their pretty big downsides, right? They all are bad in their own ways. But they can at least kill. They can actually at least be able to do jack shit. Well, wait, do jack shit. The point is, those 4 other killers I listed can at least do a good job. Baldy can't do shit. You have to be the luckiest fucking player to even get a kill as Baldy. Like, even Sans can actually do something unlike Baldy. It's his fucking embarrassment. Baldy, you suck. Anyways, that's all I gotta say about good old Baldy. And I just want to bring up the one last thing about Baldy. He is so bad. Really 95, really like 95 or even 97% of the player base don't even fucking play as Baldy. I rarely see anyone play as Baldy. He is that bad to the point like barely anyone plays him. He's just that terrible of a killer. I'll see like one or two Baldies in one server, and that is it. That's how bad he is. That's how terrible of a killer he is in this game. I am Boost Harbor Studios. That is my top 5 worst killers, and I'm out.